This is right here in John. Okay. You have heard me say to you, I'm going away and coming back to you. If you loved me, you would rejoice because I said, I'm going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I.
Right. Father is fully God.
Okay. Jesus is not
fully man.
And Jesus is
Fully God and fully man.
So does that mean he's lower than the Father?
Lower in power, you're saying?
Yes.
So
So you're saying Jesus is not lower in power than the Father, but the Father is greater than Jesus.
yes.
You know, Austin, that doesn't make sense. Can the Father be lower than the angels?
Lower in power?
In anything. But in the Bible, Jesus was made lower than the angels. We see Jesus who was made a little lower than angels. So how could he be co-equal to God? It's in Hebrews.
Okay.
But we see Jesus who was made a little lower than the angels. So you cannot be equal with the Almighty God and be lower than angels, right?
Ibrani 29 menyatakan bahwa Yesus dibuat sedikit lebih rendah dari malaikat. Dan Markus 13:32 menyatakan Yesus sendiri mengakui tidak mengetahui kapan hari kiamat akan terjadi. Kedua hal ini tidak selaras dengan sifat ketuhanan. Kontradiksi-kontradiksi inilah yang menyulitkan mahasiswa calon pendeta ini dalam mempertahankan argumennya selama diskusi.
He became man.
Okay.
I'm not arguing.
So was at that time when he became lower than angels equal to the God above? You know, Austin, that doesn't make sense because we agreed that God could never be lower than angels. If he's fully God,
They don't have the same amount of power.
they
right?
don't. They're not equal.
God, so Jesus was in heaven with
Okay.
the Father,
Okay,
right of the throne,
got it.
came down as
Got
a
it.
baby,
Okay,
and took on the lowest form you can take as a baby, an innocent baby, having no power at all.
all right, cool.
Yes.
So Jesus had no power.
Jesus was a human.
Okay,
Yes.
so he wasn't fully God then because he had no power, and God is all powerful.
So Jesus,
God-
but Jesus had to live the human life.
Okay, so then at that time he was no longer God. He was living the human life. He was no longer all powerful, all capable, or all knowing. But you're saying he was still fully God.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, Austin.
But it does.
No, it doesn't, Austin.
It does.
No, it doesn't. Okay, can you know everything and not know something?
No.
Can you? Okay. Did Jesus know the hour?
No, he did not know the hour.
Okay, so that means Jesus was not all-knowing.
This is where I would point back to the Trinity. That
Okay.
they were together.
All right, but Jesus didn't know the hour,
Jesus.
so
did not
he
know the
was
hour.
not all-knowing.
Okay.
And God is all-knowing,
Yes, God the Father is all-knowing.
but not God the Son. So they're not equal.
I don't.
Austin, come on, man. You're such a good guy, bro. Just think of what you're saying.